What's up, guys? Welcome to Djehutyii's channel, aka Djehutyii Readings. I hope everyone is doing great because I'm doing amazing. Thank you very much. So today I am back again with another reading, and but this time around I'm gonna do something different today. Today the topic is gonna be about the current situation that is going on in my country. For those of you that might not know, well, I guess most of you do not know that I am West African. I am from Guinea-Bissau, and currently the political situation is not doing very well. Currently, and for the past 5 years. So, with that being said, I am going to touch on that subject. Before I begin, I would like to say that this is a sensitive subject, and I'm aware that a lot of people or some people might not agree with everything that I'm going to say, but I would like to also emphasize on the fact that it's not going to change anything, okay, on the outcome. So, moving on, the reason why I decided to do this reading today is because I've been witnessing the current instability in my country, and I, like many other people, are not content or happy with the situation, right? So I was in this energy of, deep contemplation, where I was questioning myself. I was like, when will this gonna end? When will my people gonna stop suffering, right? When this whole drama gonna finish? And I put the question out there, and then I got an insight. And this was what, a few months ago, maybe 2 to 3 months ago. I got an insight, you know, that of the final outcome. But because still after I received that insight, I still saw that there's still drama going on. You know, the people that are in power are still there. What is going on? So I was quite impatient, right? As you can imagine, and most of us are, to be honest. So what I did was, okay, I said, okay, I'm gonna do a reading now. I decided to do a reading to get a more detailed oriented insight, right? And this was what, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. Today's what, the 25th of June, right? Today's the 25th of June 2025. So I did do this reading 2 weeks ago or so, but I took a picture of it and I have it here. I took a picture, and I'm gonna be, I took some notes as well, which I'm gonna be reading to you guys, and I'm gonna, go step by step to explain, um, you know, the final outcome of this whole situation that's going on. Okay, so yeah, so moving fast forward, I did a reading, and now I got the message that I was looking for, and now I am ready to share this message with you guys. And I feel like it's gonna bring more. It's gonna bring a sense of hope to a lot of people that have been suffering in silence as well. People that have been praying for a positive outcome on this situation, right? So now I'm here to share with you guys that things are gonna change. Things are gonna change, right? And they're gonna change sooner than you expect. Most of you expect. All right. Another disclaimer here is that my channel, the basics of my channel, or the way I've built this channel, or I'm building this channel, is based on integrity, honesty, truth, resilience, obviously, sovereignty, and compassion as well. Okay, but mostly truth. So not everybody can take truth, right? Not all truths should be spoken outwardly. However, I feel like this message was sent to me so I could share it to you guys. So therefore, I take this very seriously, and I expect you guys as well that are going to be watching this in the future to take this message seriously as well. All right, and the fact that I took time to sit down here and to, you know, share this message to you all. Another thing I would like to say is that to keep the respect, okay, to keep the respect, and to be mindful of the comments, or, you know, we all have free will, we all have freedom of speech as well. So, but that does not mean that you have to just come and say whatever you want to say without any sort of self-control. Okay, and I will be glad that you keep you take time to evaluate what you're gonna take out of your mouth, right, before you write any comment or, you know, anything of that sort. What was the third thing, the last thing that I wanted to say? So yeah, okay, basically I have separated this reading in 6 parts. Okay guys, so I'm most likely going to do different videos. This is going to be definitely part number 1, and the title of this video is going to be The Downfall of the False King and his Peasants. Okay, which in these videos I'm going to refer to them as lunatics. So whenever you hear me mentioning the word lunatics, I'm referring to these people, the ones that are causing a nightmare in my country. Okay, they are doing outrageous nonsense with the people and the country itself. Okay, so let's begin. If I remember what I was going to say earlier on, I might just do it in the middle of the reading. Okay, so we're gonna, okay, another thing is sometimes I might be looking down, so don't really mind me, because I have my phone here and I have my book notes as well, so don't mind me. Okay, so part number 1, since the question was when will this gonna end, right, when the instability is gonna end in my country, since the question was that, when I did the reading, I unfortunately got a different answer. I didn't get an answer yet to how when will this gonna end at that point, but I had an answer. The cards told me what has been going on so far up until present, and then when I specified in a different reading, which is also part of this one, how will this gonna end, okay, and the timelines, that's when I had a more detailed or in-depth answer to it. Okay, and we're going to get into that in the next videos as well. So the first part, as I said, what has been going on so far. Okay, for those of you that don't have a clear understanding of the current situation in Guinea-Bissau, I might just give you a synopsis, a short introduction, okay, or summary for you guys to be less or more aware, but it's not the complete story, right? So if you want to get more details, you can go on Google, you can find more details in there. All right, so roughly, quickly, the situation has been going on. So basically in 2020 there was the elections and they were stolen, all right, by these lunatics, okay, this group of people, including the CDAO, which is a corrupt organization as well, right? So the president that was supposed to win basically didn't, right? And since then, these lunatics took the country by force, right? And now since then they've been ruling it, and it's just been a complete nightmare for lack of better words, a complete nightmare, and people have been suffering. There's a lot of drama happening in the country since 2020. Now, fast forward in 2025, we reached the 5 year, okay, where there is need for new elections and there is a need for a new president to be elected, right? But unfortunately, these lunatics, they refuse to give up the power, all right? So they are still there, insisting and continuing and, ruling the country for another 5 years, which I'm here to tell you that it's not going to happen, okay? So yeah, they have been terrorizing the people. They have been kidnapping people. They have been killing people allegedly. Everything that I'm going to say from now on is allegedly, okay? They have been raping children, killing children. The food, they have been increasing prices, food prices. People are unable to do business, right? The market women that sell on the market, they are unable technically to sell or export goods because it's too expensive. Schools are not running. Schools have stopped. The hospitals, I'm not even going to talk about because it's just a disaster. There's no jobs. The only things that's running is there are concerts. People are going out to have fun. Some youths are consuming drugs because that's also part of this government. Alleged, basically, this is a gang ruling my country, okay, and they do sell drugs allegedly, right? So it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, and we're gonna go into that in details in a minute. All right. So just to this is for those of you that didn't have any sort of awareness of what is happening or has been going on. All right. But now let's move into it. So part one. When will this gonna end, and what is going on? What has been happening so far? So the cards told me that. Sorry. So the cards told me that so far, despite the fact that some youths are lost, completely lost, we have other people that have reached an emotional and social awakening. Okay, so regardless of the fact that we have, I'm gonna say 50% of the population is still sleeping, or they just don't have the courage to confront this government, and right, because there's also a fear-mongering tactic that is being presented here, all right, which is people cannot have freedom of speech in the country, because in the country or outside of the country, because they're going to quickly send someone to kidnap them, to beat them, or to cause or terrorize them, right, or their family members. So despite all of that, there's a sense of hope, okay? There's a sense of hope and an intuitive alertness beginning to stir, right? There's also a maternal energy resurfacing, okay? There are group of women that are powerful, okay, and nationalistic. And there are also nationalistic movements focused on reclaiming resources, land, and values, right? So these people are working together to bring back or to restore what is left, to keep what's left, and to restore what has been stolen or taken away from us. Because it was not only enough that these lunatics, they were doing all this nonsense to people, but they also went an extra mile to now start selling the country and our natural resources to foreigners. And we all know who's behind all of it. Okay, the usual suspects, right? Because they just put our own people in front to just pretend, but behind closed doors there is a bigger scheme going on, right? And so these women, these youths that are part of these organizations, they are fighting very hard and being very resilient when it comes to keeping what is left and trying to save and trying to restore what has been sort of stolen. Okay, and these people are quite strong and strategic. Okay, so and they are very grounded, and they are part of a stable institution, moving quietly but effectively. All right. Um, so now we also have the fact that, as I mentioned, the endurance. Okay, what's been going on is that my people have been showing endurance, regardless of the fact that they might be tired, but they're not defeated. And on the other hand, we do see that these lunatics, they also have endurance. But what I'm here to tell you and to present to you is that their endurance is fading away slowly but surely. Okay. Now we go into the main lunatics in energy. Okay, and he's coming through as emotionally manipulative, appearing calm while suppressing and controlling the narrative. Right, he plays the wise elder while acting while actually being deeply controlling. Okay, so basically, what he presents when he comes to the media, or the controlled media, because that's another thing. He controls the media in the country. Okay, by shutting down radio stations, by shutting down or directing what questions should journalists ask him as well. That's another thing. And when he goes to interviews, or he or to the public, or speak publicly, he presents this energy of being someone stable, emotionally stable. Nothing phases him. He is ready to continue doing whatever he's doing, and there's nothing that nobody can do about him, which is not the reality. And we're going to find it very soon. We're going to find out very soon. Also, another thing is that this energy brings a contrast to what the opposition are trying to build. Okay, so you have grounded women, emotionally stable women, youths full of energy and conviction to change the narrative. And then we have on the other side these lunatics that are emotionally manipulative. They feed themselves based on control and mental manipulation, right? So this energy contrasts, whilst one is trying to erase the effects of these lunatics. The lunatics are working hard to try to maintain control. So now, fortunately, we, at the end of the day, there's always, the sun will always shine. And that's the situation that we see here. We do see that there is truth that is surfacing. Because in the beginning, 5 years ago, we wouldn't see these many truths. Okay, maybe there were, but people were not able to see them the same way that they are currently seeing them, right? And now we have exposure. We have a sense of liberation coming slowly, resurfacing slowly but surely as well. And we are sure that these lunatics will not win. No matter, it doesn't matter what they try to portray or do. Okay? And this energy also suggests that the truth will come out publicly, and it does. And when it does, there will be no hiding or excuses left. Okay, we have started to see as well, because we have activists on social media that also they play their role, and they play very well, and they have also sacrificed their freedom and their lives and their family lives in order to speak their mind against this injustice, right? Some of us have witnessed where these activists were terrorized as well. They were beat up, they were intimidated, but they did not fall. Okay, they're still standing, even though we can presence the fact that they're quite exhausted, right? Because this is a tiring fight. Moving on. Hold on. So overall, what we do have here is that these lunatics, or the main lunatic, is being challenged not only emotionally but also economically and practically. Okay, we have this group of women that are resilient, they are grounded, okay, that deal with the real world systems, meaning the money, food, land will play a key role in his loss of control. Okay, and then we have also the fact that the exposure and resistance peak around a specific month, which we're going to get there in the next videos, and then the final removal and exile will happen also in a specific month, which we're going to talk about in the next videos. But we also we have to also be aware that he they're not going to leave easily. Okay, this is not going to be an easy fight. We have already, I believe some of us have already concluded that. But the truth, public fatigue, and the collapse of material control will remove them. Okay, their grip is weakening. As I said, they're not as strong as they may portray. Okay, and the energy of the truth and enlightenment ensures that the truth will win. Okay, now we're gonna go to we're gonna go into part 2 in my next video. Okay guys, and I'll see you soon.